Sweetie, and now this is your turn. You'll have to tell me about your minus point. Bad habit you are aware, but you want to overcome. Okay, good. So as you told, like I'm not good at convincing. So that's really true. I'm also not very good at convincing. Suppose I need or I want to persuade my parents for anything or anyone for anything. So I try, but I am not able to persuade anyone. Whether
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
persuasion about that angry person, he's angry with me, but I cannot gather the courage to persuade that person, and I'm not sure like I can make him happy. I can try, and it doesn't mean like I have attitude, I don't want to try. I try, but before I try, I'm really scared with the same person with whom I used to talk earlier. But if that person
Yes,
is
ma'am.
angry mood, I cannot gather the courage to talk with him or her, whether he is or she is my good friend. But when he is in angry mood, so I feel really scared of him or her. It happens with
Yes,
me.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What he react when I
Yeah,
convince him,
yeah.
when I persuade
Yes,
him.
he may can scold and he may can overreact. He may use some word which I felt like it is really so bad for me. So that's why I'm scared of these situations. So when I try to persuade anyone, so I think a lot before I persuade. And the other
Right.
persuasion, if I talk about like to make someone agree about your thing, so that is
Yes, ma'am.
persuasion. I'm very bad at it. Sometimes actually in my school time I needed to get something, but I used to think a lot of time before I go to my parents to ask for the permission. So it was the situation because I'm really not good. And on the other hand, my elder sister was good at it, and without asking, sometimes she used to get the things. But even if I asking, so I used to get scolded. I used to get scolded. I don't know what's the reason. It used to happen most of the time with me. So putting the
Yes, ma'am.
right word at the right time, this called skill of persuading someone, which are I think barristers and lawyers they are learning. Putting the right word in the right way. So that is also called skill. And also it is related to marketing skill. In marketing, what happens like they are putting the right word to persuade the audience and to make them agree like about anything. So they are the way they are presenting their courses, their things, what they are marketing for, so they are able to convince the audience. So that's called a skill which needs a lot of I think practice and also skill, which skill you need to learn, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, case is same, and lawyer is aware about the person, about the crime, about the criminal, but they all the time favor their clients and they want to make them true. Okay, why? Because they can play with the words. They know how to play with the words, how to put or how to use the correct word at the correct time. So these are the skills which we still need to learn. That's called tactfulness. Huh? If you are tactful, you can convince everyone. Okay. So, do you have
No.
any idea to overcome our losing temper problem? Like sometimes we overreact even after knowing we are overreacting, but we cannot overcome this thing. It's not in our hand. Do you have any idea or any solution of it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you need to escape from that situation. Suppose someone is really provoking you for being bad or he wants to mess with you, but you don't want to mess and you are in mood of escaping from, so you need to leave that place immediately. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and don't
Because
say anything. Don't say anything because when you are in spoil mood, you are in sour mood, so you can say something which about which you have to feel really regret. So it will be
yes,
better
ma'am.
option. You have better leave that place. Instead you react.
Yes, ma'am. Because when he's an angry mood, and when I told anyone anything, he uh, he uh, he reacted. He is overreacted. So
Yes. So I think it will be
that.
better option to escape from this kind of situation. What happens like sometimes we say in the heat of the moment, but after some time we realize like we shouldn't have said like this. I overreacted. We feel or realize. So I think we shouldn't say anything and we should just take the time and with a cool mood we should say something. We can get the better ideas and we can get the better solution of the same thing or the same problem in question. It happens. Okay.
Yes,
Yes, and one more thing I've learned from my life, what I used to make, like when you're emotional, so don't commit for anything. What happens, like being very emotional, sometimes we promise someone to give something or to do something, but after we realize, oh, I was really so much emotional that time, now I cannot do this thing, I cannot manage time. So don't react when you are in angry mood. And the second thing, don't promise when you are so much emotional. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it
Yes,
happens. I have learned two things in my life, and don't be depend on others. Don't depend on that was my bad habit actually. Initially I used to depend on others, but one day I told you the incident, like ever since it happened with me, then I started being alone. I started handling all the situation alone, and now I'm in habit of doing all the things alone, whether it is marketing, shopping, or anything. So it happens like we have come alone, we will go alone. That's really really true. It is a bitter reality of our life, and it's other thing like someone is ready to help us, and we should appreciate that person. We should also be ready to help that person. We should also means we can take help, but that person will be available only if you are capable. I have really learned this thing from my life. Okay.
yeah.
Any other thing would you like to add, like you realize it is your bad habit but you're not able to overcome? No, nothing.
No, ma'am.
Okay.